Hey guys, it's your girl Maya, always with the fucked up camera angle. This is part 2 of Emetophobia and me. Uh, since I did the video yesterday, I've been feeling more comfortable talking about it. I wanted to talk a little bit more about emetophobia because there were some things that I forgot to talk about in the video yesterday. Emetophobic people are usually OCD. I'm an exception. I am far too lethargic a person to be OCD. They tend to carry around, like they prepare. They carry around bags in case they throw up randomly. Like they prepare and stuff like this, and I don't. I do everything in my power not to throw up. I avoid, like, they'll intentionally be close to a bathroom. I will be far away from a bathroom to avoid even thinking about throwing up. Like, I will go to all extents. Like, I guess from my research, I realized that other emetophobic people, are kind of more afraid of people seeing them throw up than the experience. Me, it's the experience that I always really got me. I mean, I don't like the idea of people seeing me throw up either. That also panics me, but it was never to the point where I would prepare myself for a vomit fest, you know what I mean? But also another thing, emetophobes are usually not throw-up-y people, which means that they don't throw up a lot. Like, if someone has a disease or something that makes them vomit a lot, they're gonna develop, like, you know, they're not gonna develop a phobia to it because they're used to it. It happens all the time. So, it's extremely rare and probably doesn't exist for someone who throws up a lot to have emetophobia. So yeah, that means I do not throw up a lot. That means that I get very angry when people accuse me of bulimia for that reason, you know. I have been accused of that because I didn't want to start talking about my dealing with emetophobia yet, but just like people would see me eating at school because, you know, I would try, and I'd be like, see, don't you see I eat? And they would just be like, oh, you just throw it up later or something. And it's like, oh, the reason I don't want to eat is because I'm afraid that I'm gonna get sick. So okay, so this video is going to be talking about the trauma moment. So let me figure out where my Coke is. Okay, so the trigger moment is the moment that you remember. Like in my last video yesterday, I talked about the trauma moment, which is a time you don't remember, but it's in your subconscious. I didn't really point that out. A lot of people might be confused and be like, well, why does this bother you if you don't remember it? It's because it's in my subconscious. Everything that happens to you is in your subconscious, I believe. Anyway, the, damn it, allergies. The trigger moment is something that usually happens in later childhood that brings it all full circle and makes it into a full-blown phobia. When I was 7 years old, and this is a bit hard to talk about just because it's weird and it's hard to explain, but I'm going to try to explain it to you as best as I can. I was 7 years old, and I was outside playing with my friend. It was summertime. We were playing with the water hose. Sorry about that. You know, my phone just cut off because I ran out of space. I'm just gonna start or continue with I was 7 and I was playing outside with my friend and we were playing with a hose, and she sprayed me in the back, and I wasn't expecting it, and it was kind of weird. I don't know if you've ever gotten one of these before, but like it was like a ball, like a little teeny tiny. I never saw it, but it was like a little ball of like snot, and it like came up out of my throat, and like it wasn't in my mouth. It just came out, and like I felt it, so I knew what it was, and I could tell the size of it and stuff like that, and it grossed me the hell out. But yeah, I just feel really weird talking about it because it's a weird thing that a ball of snot came out of my mouth. Okay, but there's more to the story. After that, the night after that, I had a nightmare where I got sprayed in the back. No, that's not what happened. In the nightmare, somebody threw up on me, and it felt exactly like being sprayed in the back. So I woke up and I had a panic attack, and that was the beginning of the panic attacks. Yeah. There was another moment. I'd never really thought about it a lot, but now when I think about it, I'm like, oh, okay, that was kind of a trigger moment too, because it kind of made it a lot worse, and I'll explain. Because when I was 7, it wasn't too bad. The emetophobia didn't get too bad. It didn't. I mean, I did have the panic attacks. I thought about it a lot at nighttime. But as far as eating went, that wasn't really a problem. When I got sick, like with a virus or something, it would be, I guess it would be kind of normal, I guess. But I was around, 5th grade, so 10. Yes, I was 10 years old, and we got like this reward for, like, I guess we did really good with our grades or whatever. So we had to go to this park. It's very close to the school, so it was a walking distance. Anyway, at the park there was one of those big tire swings, the big ones that are, not like this way, but, sitting flat, and they have like cables, and it's like an intense thing. There was these 3 boys on it, and they were spinning around, and one of the guys was yelling, "Stop, stop, please stop," and that got my attention. And I shouldn't have kept looking, because they did stop, and he got off, and he just, it was projectile, like orange, icky color vomit, just all up out of him. And I got a front row view, and it horrified the shit out of me. So I think that was the thing that really began the major panic attacks. I would just like always be calling home from school being like, I'm sick, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to get into what it was like living with emetophobia, because that's going to be very hard to talk about. I'm going to get into that later. My voice is getting tired. I have allergies and stuff like that. But thank you for listening, and I love you all very much. Bye.